Good morning, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, all of you who are following us on the Jutarnji list portal. Good morning again, and welcome to the new Alpha Centauri campus at the Student DIGI Awards ceremony and presentation of the new issue of the Startup Report magazine. Can I have an applause, please? Thank you very much. As you know, today we will be presenting the award to the best young digital innovator. The competition was organized by Jutarnji list and the European Parliament member and report for Digital Europe at the European Parliament, Mr. Valtera Flege. After the ceremony and presentation of the awards, we will have a discussion panel titled The Future of Young Digital Innovators. At the very beginning, we would like to greet our distinguished guests who are here with us today. Please prepare your hands to applaud. Let us greet the European Parliament member and rapporteur for Digital Europe, Mr. Valtera Flege. We have here today our host, Mr. Isabel Jelenic, co-founder and technical manager of Infobipovu. We also have members of the jury of DIGI Awards 2022. And of course, an applause for our partners and sponsors: A1, Apis IT, Croatia Osiguranje, National Financial Agency, Fortenova Group, Croatian Chamber of Commerce, Croatian Post, Infobipovu, and Huawei. Of course, an applause for the finalists of the DIGI Awards 2022 competition. And thank you all who are here today and who have decided to participate in today's discussion. And also, I would like to greet all of you who are following the conference online, and also to all of the media representatives. At the beginning, we will hear from the host of the conference, Editor-in-Chief of Jutarnji list, Mr. Goran Ogorlić. Please take the floor. Dear participants, dear finalists of this competition for the best student digital innovations, dear partners, dear jury members, I would like to greet you all on behalf of Hansa Media and Jutarnji list at this third DIGI Awards ceremony. Last year we had great news. We have confirmed that a synonym for Croatian innovators are not only Tesla, Penkala, and Vrančić, but the living young innovators who are already present in the textbooks, like Gajšak, Mrvuš, and Rimac. Today in Croatia, you can succeed much easier than 10 or 20 years ago. This is a result of a large research by Jutarnji list, comprised of more than 100 startup teams and researchers. The question is it easier for youth to be more successful today than 10 or 20 years ago? Are they helped by the family links they have, or is it just the innovative ideas and their hard work during education? Do they receive enough support from the educational institutions that go beyond the curricula? We were impressed by the answers. More than 90% believe that it is easier to succeed today in Croatia than 10 or 20 years ago, and they would recommend their friends to launch their own startups. And a large number of their friends have decided to leave Croatia. Half of the DIGI alumni state that that many of their friends have left Croatia, but we have an optimistic outlook today. Because most of the DIGI alumni have started realizing their ideas. One of them has launched his own products found the first buyers and started university. In the answers that we received in a Minis survey, their primary goal, they said that their primary goal is not to be successful, but to raise the quality of life for certain groups in the society and the society as a whole. Today we will also be presenting the second issue of our startup report, and the data that I just presented, you will be able to read about them in the issue. In 2021, Croatia has attracted $1.21 billion of investments. The results of the research in our startup report say that in the first quarter of 2022, almost $100 million were invested in startups in Croatia. Jutarnji list has recognized trends in Croatia, and this is why we are here today. In the largest Infobipovu's innovation center called Alpha Centauri here in Zagreb, in the third DIGI Awards competition, we had 33 applicant teams from across Croatia. We also have a record number of partners, and we would like to thank the companies that are leaders in digital transformation. A1, Croatian Post, Huawei, FINA, Infobip, Fortenova Grupa, and I would like to thank our host, Infobip. I would like to thank the European Parliament member Valtera Flege for his support, who has been with us for 3 years awarding the digital teams. Also, I would like to congratulate everyone who has participated in this project. Thank you, Mr. Ogurlić. As you know, we are in the largest innovation center of Infobip in the world. You probably had an opportunity to walk around and to experience it, but I would like to ask our host, Mr. Jelenic, to take the floor. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Infobip campus. It is my great honor and pleasure to be the host of such an event, the DIGI Awards ceremony for the best young Croatian innovator. I would like to use this opportunity and greet and thank Jutarnji list and the entire concept of DIGI Awards, because I believe that it is important that knowledge and innovations are promoted and recognized and celebrated in a way, because this brings back the whole value system on the right track. And this is something that can ensure a successful future both to us and the future generations here. I'm glad that Infobip is hosting this event, particularly because innovations and the combination of innovation and technology have always been at the core here at Infobip from the earliest days. Infobip today has more than 3,500 employees in more than 70 locations. This hasn't been so from the beginnings. When we launched our company a while ago, we only had a few people with their laptops and a few ideas that they were building. And this is where I see a link to the young people today, to these innovators who are only starting their lives, but they are at that point. And according to the results that they have already shown, they're showing that they have the willingness, enthusiasm, and all the necessary components. Please don't rely today too much on who the jury will choose. The jury is here to select the winner, but all of you who are here are winners. I hope that soon we will have another celebration to celebrate your further success and achievements. I would like to congratulate you from the bottom of my heart, and I wish you every success possible. Thank you, Mr. Jelenic. Today here we have Mr. Valtera Flege, Croatian member of European Parliament and rapporteur for Digital Europe and co-organizer of today's awards. Mr. Editor-in-Chief, dear hosts, representatives of the hosts, ladies and gentlemen, and dear beautiful young people, good morning. It is my great pleasure that, as you have heard, we are here for the third year in a row. It is great to be online, but it is even better to be here face to face. And I am extremely proud to be able to share these moments with you this year. When I was in high school, I had an idea or a wish that until today I haven't realized, and that is to invent something. And I tasked myself with inventing a tool. Later on, I realized why this was not possible. So a device that would that you can turn on, and it would make everything black during a sunny day like that. So this was to be my invention, so I can take a rest during a sunny day like this. No one has invented it so far. Don't even try it, because light is infinite and the energy, so it is impossible. But what I realized is extremely important is that I had that idea as a high school student. Why am I telling you this? Because 3 years ago, when I arrived at the European Parliament in Brussels, it became clear to me what drives Europe and Croatia and the world. And it is the innovations, and also the young people, but also the more experienced one, who have ideas. Those of us in the public sector, whether it be municipality or state or the European Parliament, and the question is how we in the public sector can support these young people and direct them, support them, those people who are who drive the world to realize their ideas and their visions, and how the public sector can help them become reality. What I also realized at the European Parliament is that each country which strives towards development and growth and increase of its GDP, this is not something that can be changed. Investment in research and development is proportional to subsequent GDP growth. They highly correlate. And that is why I support and I am a fan of everyone who thinks the same in their committees and the parliament, by supporting innovations, new ideas, helping the people who are driving changes in the world. And that is why I'm extremely happy that the year before last year, and especially this year, we have so many new ideas, fresh innovations, and we are the ones who should promote and try to use very concrete programs and projects. They can be private or national, and that is why I would like to thank Infobip and the other partners, because they recognize people who should be given a chance to realize their ideas. I'm glad that if we as the public sector can play a small part in all that, and until the end of my term, I will continue fighting for new projects, new programs, in different or building blocks of different programs so that Europe can support you, who I'm sure have a lot of new ideas. I agree with Isabel, you're all winners, and good luck to all of you who are changing the world for the better. Good luck.
Hvala, gospodine.
Thank you, Mr. Flege, for your speech and the motivation for all our participants. But we have now reached the most important part of this event, that is the presentation of the awards. Before we start, let's thank the jury that, after evaluating all projects in line with strict criteria, had to make a decision. Their expertise consisted of representatives of industry, Mr. Monika Ivanović, head of the Infobipovu employer branding department, Mr. Boris Gotovac, director of IT and telecommunication development at A1 Croatia, Mr. Frane Šesnic, head of ZICER. We also had some of the representatives of academia, the head of the University of Rijeka, Ms. Snježana Perolica-Maržija, assistant rector of the University Juraj Dobrila from Pula, Mr. Sven Maričić, and the vice director for innovation of the University of Pula, Mr. Valter Boljunčić. We also had the head of digitalization in Croatia, the state secretary for the development of digital society, Mr. Benar Gršić, and DIGI Awards were also supported by the winner of the first DIGI Award, Ms. Filipa Burul. This was not an easy task for them. And this third award has seen 33 teams that have applied. Teams Taneo Mani, CID, HCAC, Bionets, DigiSite, Liberato, Healthism, Smart Garden 3, and Virus are the finalists of the National Student DIGI Awards 2022. And now is the time to present them. Let's look at the video.
Završnica trećeg nacionalnog natječaja za hrvatske mlade inovatore, Student DIGI Awards 2022, koji su organizirali Jutarnji list i hrvatski zastupnik u Europskom parlamentu Valtera Flege. Cilj natječaja je poticati među mladim ljudima izvrsnost, inovacije i istraživanja. Na natječaj koji je bio otvoren od 28. veljače do 28. ožujka 2022. godine mogli su se prijaviti svi studenti ili učenici sa svojim inovativnim projektima. Glavna preporučena područja bila su digitalne transformacije, robotika, smart city, smart villages rješenja, primjene strojnog učenja i umjetne inteligencije, zdravlje, kvaliteta života, energija, održivi okoliš, promet i mobilnost, sigurnost, hrana, bioekonomija, moderno obrazovanje, turizam te edukacija. Ove godine na natječaj su se prijavila čak 33 tima. Stručni žiri je pomno ocjenjivao projekte i odabrao 10 najboljih finalista. Neki od ovih projekata već su u fazi testiranja, pa i u potrazi za prvim komercijalnim korisnicima, a drugi, posebno oni učenički, u fazi su idejnog rješenja. Ono što je svim timovima zajedničko jest velika inovativnost, strast i želja za uspjehom. Predstavljamo 10 najboljih timova. Taneo, Tekstilno-tehnološki fakultet u Zagrebu. Taneo tim u sastavu Barbara Bilić, Luka Matijević i Veronika Žunar razvili su digitalni komunikator Taneo koji pomaže oboljelima od afazije. Mani, Fakultet strojarstva i brodogradnje. Izumitelj Mani sustava je student David Copak. Riječ je o sustavu za nadziranje i upravljanje 3D ispisom. CID, Sveučilište u Splitu, Sveučilišni odjel za studije mora, tim CID u sastavu Sandi Kavara, Kristina Ođak, Andro Rudan i Ana Marija Vujević. Razvili su CID aplikaciju koja omogućuje prepoznavanje morskih organizama. HCAC, Fakultet elektrotehnike i računarstva u Zagrebu, HCAC tim u sastavu Ivan Matijevac i Ivan Kožar. Osmislili su muzikalnu Teslinu zavojnicu koja služi za audio-vizualne efekte na javnim događanjima. Bionets, 5. gimnazija u Zagrebu. Bionets tim u sastavu Marin Lesić, Ivan Ivaniš, Andrija Janušić i Lovro Lesić. Osmislili su biorazgradive ribolovne mreže za spas podmorja. DigiSite, Veterinarski fakultet u Zagrebu, tim DigiSite u sastavu Dora Mahaček i Krunoslav Vinicki razvili su Marvin, skener preparata tkiva, a sad rade na izradi Marvinovog softvera i pametnog algoritma. DisCloud, sveučilište u Splitu, sveučilišni odjel za stručne studije. Splitska udruga Liberato u sastavu Mio Matijević, Stipo Margić, Nina Sunara i Danijela Marević. Razvili su DisCloud interaktivni kiosk koji je svojim dizajnom u potpunosti prilagođen osobama s invaliditetom. Healthism, gimnazija Tituš Brezovački iz Zagreba. Tim Healthism čine Lana Mrzljak i Lovro Firšt. Osmislili su Healthism. Aplikacija će skenirati bar kodove prehrambenih i kozmetičkih proizvoda i korisnika izvijestiti koji su od sastojaka štetni za njega, a koji za planet. Smart Garden 3, Fakultet elektrotehnike i računarstva u Zagrebu. Smart Garden 3 tim u sastavu Andrej Penić, Doris Mulac-Božičević i Josip Lukešić osmislili su dekorativni pametni vrt koji se sam zaljeva. Wireless, gimnazija Vukovar. Tim Wireless čine Kjara Lemac, Ema Stankovski-Hrgović i Lara Šijanović. Izradile su autiće namijenjene djeci s posebnim potrebama. Za nekoliko trenutaka slijedi svečano proglašenje najboljih mladih inovatora, student DIGI Awards 2022.
An applause for everybody. Congratulations to all finalists, and I would like to ask Mr. Ogorlić, editor-in-chief of Jutarnji list, to start with the presentation of the awards. Let's start with the third place winner. So, the third place award goes to BioNet's team for biodegradable fishing nets. Representatives of the team, these are high schoolers from the 5th gymnasium who have come up with this idea. Congratulations, boys. Mr. Ogorlić will give you the plug, but also the prize in the amount of 10,000 kuna. Please stay here for some pictures. Congratulations to young high schoolers. We will take some more photos. Congratulations from the bottom of my heart. Very well done. And now we will be awarding the second place award. I would like to ask Mr. Valtera Flege to join us here on the stage and give the award for the second place team. The second place award goes to Marvin, DigiSite Team Scanner. Congratulations. Half of your team is missing, is that true? Mr. Valtera will give you the plaque. Please stay here for some photos. Another applause. And this second place team has been awarded a cash prize of 15,000 kuna. And now we will award the first place award for the winner today. And this goes to Taneo team. So, Taneo team is the winner of the Best Young Innovator and their project, and they have been awarded 25,000 kuna. Another applause, please. I would like to ask you to stay and say a few words. Please say a few words to the audience. Thank you. I am a bit shocked, to be honest. I would like to thank everybody, especially Jutarnji and our mentors, Spoken Incubator, and this is great news. Thank you very much. Congratulations. And also to all finalists. We have some more winners. At Jutarnji, we organized a vote for the best young innovator, and out of the 10 finalists, the winning project, This Cloud, by the Liberato Association, won with 2,411 votes. Congratulations. I would like to ask Mr. Ogorlić to give the plaque to the winner, which was awarded by readers of Jutarnji List and our partners from the Agency for Digital Activities. Can we get a microphone so that our winners can say a few words? Congratulations. Can we take a photo with everybody? Hello, everybody. It's my honor that we have received this award. I would like to thank the organizers and the partners. This was a great experience, and I will suggest everybody to participate in such events in the future. Thank you very much. Are we done with the photos, or we need to have a few more? Yes, a few more. Okay. Congratulations. The global company Huawei from this year has been an official partner of the DIGI Awards competition, and in cooperation with Hansa Media, they are opening applications for their unique global program Seeds for the Future, and all participants have been given a chance to participate in Seeds for the Future, and they will have 15 places for this education. More about the program we'll hear from Mr. Kevin Zhang Chiming, which is the this is the head of Huawei Technologies here in Croatia. Mr. Chiming, please take the floor.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Huawei Technology, I'm great all those gathered, the finalists of DIGI Awards. And especially, I'm great the member of EU Parliament, Ms. Flege, and our current host from Infobipovu, and of the representatives of Hansa Media as organizer of DIGI Awards. First of all, I would like to congratulate all of the finalists of this year's DIGI Awards on their hard work. Innovation and creative added by the digital technology are shaping our world today, and it is very important to encourage future generations to use the full potential of these technologies and continue to push the boundaries. Huawei has been encouraging young talent to develop and innovate for years. So, in 2008, we launched the global Seeds for the Future program. Program gives students a unique opportunity to learn about new technologies from the world's leading experts. So far, more than 12,000 students from over 500 faculties from all over the world has passed through this program. It was launched in Croatia since 2019, by signing a memorandum of understanding and cooperation between Huawei and Croatia RDD. In Croatia, 36 students has completed the program so far. And this year, we're going to opportunity to increase the annual quota for the students from Croatia to 30 of them. Through a partnership with Hansa Media and the DIGI Awards, we are opening entire for this year Seeds for the Future program, which will run until the end of September. We have secured as many as 15 places for DIGI Awards participants, after which we will start promoting our program at ICT and related faculties throughout Croatia. Since in addition to education, an important part of this program is culture exchange and gaining new experience. This year, we will provide a physical experience as part of alumni program, a study trip to one of key educational conferences in the EU, or visit to one of the most modern technology factories in Europe equipped by 5G technology. In the end, I would like to once again invite all participants of the DIGI Awards to participate in our Seeds for the Future program, which will be of great benefit to you in the development of your future careers. Let's get inspired and learn together. Thank you very much.
Thank you a lot, Mr. Kevin. Ja bih sada zamolila sve finaliste.
I would like to ask all finalists to join us here in front of the stage to take a common picture for everybody and to be awarded gift packets from Croatian Post, Fortenova Group, A1 and FINA. Miss Ivana, should we go up on stage, yes or not? You can stay here in front of the stage so that you can all fit in the picture. So the photographer will show you where to stand, and I would like to ask Miss Marijana Milicević, which is the Executive Director of the Corporate Marketing at Croatian Post, to give their gifts. Congratulations again to all finalists.
I jedno zajedničko foto.
And one photo with everyone.
Čestit.
Congratulations. Please stay here. We are not done with the gifts. And the finalists of DIGI Awards will be given also gift sets by Fortenova group. This will be awarded by Dragan Mrkajć, which is head of digital transformation of the group.
Hvala vam.
Thank you. Please stay here in front of the stage for a moment. You will also be awarded by gift sets from I1 by Ms. Dubravka Štefanac-Vrnovrški, who is the head of digital communication at I1 Croatia.
U sredinu.
Please stay here in the center stage. And this is not all. You will be giving awards from our partner, the National Financial Agency, by Andreja Kajtac, who is the head of the digital solutions sector at the Financial Agency.
Jesu li nam svi dobili?
Did everybody get their a gift set? We have a few more.
Gospođa Andreja.
Miss Andrea, please stay for the photo, and I would like to ask all of you to give an applause for all our finalists and our winners. We're done with the photos. Congratulations, everybody. Dear finalists, you can go sit back to your place. We will have a short break of 15 minutes, and then you will hear an interesting panel, so please return in 15 minutes. Thank you, and congratulations, everybody, once again.
Dobro nam došli.
Welcome back. I have announced an interesting discussion panel later on, but before that, we will present the new Startup Report magazine issue. We have here with us editor-in-chief of the magazine, Bernard Ivezić. Please take the floor. Good morning. It is my great pleasure to be here at the DIGI Awards and to have this opportunity to present the startup report. I came to Hansa Media about a year and a half ago, and the idea was to do something about startups. And the first thing that I saw is that within Hansa, there was a phenomenal project dealing with startups, joining what everybody is looking for, and that is young, creative, and young people. And this was the DIGI Awards project, and it is my great pleasure to talk to you about the startup report. Here is the second issue of the magazine. Our idea behind the magazine was to bring together and to show that Croatia has a better path, and that you can succeed in Croatia as well, that there are many examples that are not present in the mainstream media, but which show that Croatia exhibits a lot of creativity, innovations, entrepreneurs who are thinking in the same way as in the Silicon Valley. The startup report itself features a part which I like very much, and that is the quarterly report on the development of startups. And this is where we use numbers to show the development of startup companies. And the latest figure is that in the first quarter, $98.4 million were invested in Croatian startups. I believe that this is an impressive number. This is a situation where from one quarter to the next, about $100 million are invested in Croatian startups. And if you recall, we had large state investments with such numbers. But today it is the young people who are creating new opportunities and who are bringing in this type of capital. And this is a good indicator that the Croatian economy is on a good path, even though it is still not mainstream, but we will get there. In this issue, when we published the first issue, everyone was asking me, okay, you're describing the Croatian startups and scale-ups, which we have shown the Croatian unicorns. And then they said, okay, now you have everything. What will you have left for the second issue? But then we and now we have the second issue, and I cannot begin to describe how many new topics we have had, and we have many things left for issues 3 and 4, and we will definitely present you new issues. But one of the topics that was incredible in this issue is a whole new trend. We used to have scale-ups, so companies that are large enough to have the largest investors. One of them was Infobip, where we are today, also Rimac Cars. But in order to develop the startup ecosystem, it is not enough to have unicorns. We need the entire infrastructure and the young people such as yourself, and also the supporting infrastructure in terms of incubators, accelerators, universities which are interested in promoting innovations, companies that are interested in cooperating with you and investing in your products, etc. And one of the things that we have discovered in Croatia now, and which was one of the seeds that developed the Silicon Valley, are studies which generate new startups. And in this issue, we have stories about several of those such startups. The largest has generated some 50 startups with more than $100 million of investments. And these are incredible experts because you have IC funds in Croatia where not that much capital has been invested so far. I could go on and on about this, but I will conclude with a topic that will be rather popular in the near future, and that is the fact that and these are ESOP or stocks to the employees. We have researched that and tried to research whether this is possible in Croatia, and the results show that it is not, which is paradoxical because ESOP, so this employees as shareholders have been a hit in the Silicon Valley, and this is what keeps people in the company and keep them in Croatia. And I hope that this will change in the future. Thank you very much. Enjoy your reading, and please get back to us with all of the possible comments. We have succeeded in many things. Maybe we have failed in others. And we would like to hear your feedback. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the event. Thank you, Thank you, Bernard, for this presentation. I hope that you already have had an opportunity to go through the magazine, and once you get home, you can do it in more detail. Before going on with the discussion panel, we need to present our today's partner A1. It will be presented by Borna Bejuk, Senior Specialist for Machine Learning at the Cognitive Computing Division of A1 Croatia. Hello, everyone. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself at this beautiful event. My name is Borna Bejuk. I am employed at A1 Croatia and I work there at the Cognitive Computing Division. This is our cognitive computing team. We're a small division at A1. We are developing different solutions based on machine learning and artificial intelligence. There is our team lead, Andrea, then other team members, Carlo, Josip, Borna, Toma, Andrea, Marco, and our students, Paula and Ella. Let me introduce you to today's presentation. As you can assume, we have thousands of queries in our customer support daily. They are looking for support for a service. Today, people are used to have one-click answers. After 45 seconds of waiting, 50% of users give up on the call, and only 1 in 26 users will actually wait to receive answers and ask about the replies, and the rest will just leave. And this is what we don't want. We want to enable our users to ask their questions and ask around about their the issues they're experiencing. We have also notice that most of the queries at customer supports keep repeating, and this was a sign that we can do something about automatization and reducing the time of waiting for the answer. Also, we have an A1 application. According to statistics, it is used on average 8 times a month on average, and this is the best place to offer assistance to our users. And this is why we have decided to create our chatbot, Niksha. Chatbot is always available and accessible. You don't have to wait for the working hours of a call agent to ask for help. Niksha provides answers immediately and provides answers to issues that are most frequent concerns. It can be a fun experience, and this interface is familiar to the users. So some of the issues we have covered are activation of tariffs, topping up your credits, recommendations regarding tariffs, etc. In practice, you start the A1 application, click the chatbot icon. Niksha introduces himself and offers a number of topics. You can either click on these buttons, but also you can use your own words to describe the issue and your concern, and Niksha will offer his help. In the background, it looks like this. So the message has to come from the front end of the application to the back end, and then Niksha processes the message and forwards it to the service. In the background of the chatbot is a machine learning model which uses algorithms which can learn how to solve a problem based on already solved examples. In our case, this may be a question asked by a user, for example, how to activate one of our tariffs. And out of a number of such examples, our model is learning, and once he gets a completely new message, it will know how to categorize the question. So using the natural language processing methods, we need to convert words to numbers because this is what the computer is using. Then we use the model which works with probabilities of categorizing the question. And according to a predefined scenario, the chatbot will either ask a question, whether activation is really related to the product you are querying about. We are also covering things that covering user questions which are not related to one of the existing categories, and we go back to our database and look at which answer is the most reliable. The development went in several stages. You need to first analyze and design the scenario, decide what you will ask the users, how you will decide to which branch you are directing the user. For that, we used one of our previously developed tools. We had to integrate with other systems in order to check how much money how many credits the user has for the available tariffs, etc. And we had to complete the integration with our app. And of course, whenever we had a prototype to test, we did this manually, automatically, etc. So this is a description of just one single category, tariff activation, just for you to see how complex it is and how many branches it has. And all of this is done to help the users as much as possible. Once we had a finished product, we tested it with our colleagues in other departments, with the call agents, who told us whether it was useful, whether everything was logical, they told us about possible improvements, and once we were sure that everything was done well, then we were able to launch the chatbot. Some of my lessons learned to conclude: it is really important to ask yourselves whether all the possibilities are covered, because we always are surprised about the questions that our users may ask that can confuse our chatbot. And it is good to test this system on people who were not involved in the project anyway, because they will get a realistic answer regarding the communication between users and chatbots. You have here my email address if you have any questions, and I would like to remind you that we have applications open for our a program where you can learn from our experts in different areas. So it will definitely pay off. If you know someone who would be interested in this, please forward this message to them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Bejak. And I would like to ask our panelists to prepare for the panel because we will start soon. I have an important information for everybody. I know that you want to know more about the campus. At 1:30 we will have an informal walk here on the campus. So if you want to participate, please join us. We will now find out the key information on digital future of Croatia, how we use EU funds in digital transition, especially in using the possibilities of the common digital market, improving the use of artificial intelligence, and the support for digital innovation and skills. Ladies and gentlemen, what is the position of young innovators in Europe and in Croatia? We will hear in the panel that will now take place. I would like to ask the panelists to join me here on the stage. Mr. Krunoslav Sabljak, Director of Application Development Services at APIS IT. Then we'll have Andrea Pirša Ilić, who is the Cognitive Computing Manager at A1 Croatia. Please take the floor. Marko Ćosić, Head of Digital Sale and Support to Users at Lako by Croatia Insurance. Matija Bašić, Engineering Director for Telecommunications at Infobip. Thank you. We will then hear from Ms. Andrea Kaitas, who is the Director of Digital Solution Sectors at the Financial Agency. And Dragan Mrkaić, Director of Digital Transformation at Fortenova Group. And I would also like to ask the representative of our winning team, Taneo team, please join us. Veronika Žunar, and we will also be joined by our moderator, Mr. Bernard Ivezić. Please enjoy. Hello, everybody. I hope you are warm enough. We have now started the AC and put it on max. And we'll try to chill with the questions. I would like to start with the finalists of DIGI Awards. We have a representative, Veronika Žunar, from the Tango team. So, can you say a few words about the winner of today's DIGI Awards? This is a digital communicator for persons who are suffering from aphasia. It is based on artificial intelligence and voice recognition. We are currently developing it because we cannot use the existing algorithms since they are all. This aphasia is a disease that appears after strokes, and persons have problems with pronunciation, and the data we have is not developed in line with their pronunciation. Tango, why we chose the title, it is spelled as tongue in English, but we wanted to play with the pronunciation because it takes two to tango. We also have speech therapists who help people with aphasia, so in a way they dance a tango with the aphasia. So this is the slogan. Very well. This year we had great a list of applications. It was very difficult to choose the finalists and those who will be awarded the 3 awards. So I'd like to ask all panelists to say what were your impressions about the DIGI Awards and the candidates for DIGI Awards this year, especially the finalists. So we can start from my left. Hello, everybody. This is a great opportunity and a great platform for young innovators, but also for all of us who are working in communications and who can see that the best ideas do not necessarily have to come from specialists and those who have been working in the field for many years, but ideas and innovations which is new by definition and different. And what you have succeeded is that you have put this idea into action and made a product out of it. So this is at the core of these awards. You weren't paid for this. You did it because you found it interesting. And this was your mission. And I would like to congratulate all of you for this great success. Thank you. Just to continue on these words, what can I say now that I have seen all the candidates and the finalists? I am impressed, especially how young they are and how great ideas they have. And this professional part, when they use new and advanced technology for their ideas, which benefit the society, education, the culture, and I feel very proud that we have young people ahead of us who will help us. And also, on a personal note, I, as a mother with children their age, I feel happy with the fact that what we are leaving the younger generations is so good. So luckily, I was not part of the jury, so I did not have the problems of selecting the best. As for the practical part, the candidates and the finalists that developed this smart green garden that I would buy as soon as possible so that our plants can be watered, or the participants who developed the information on the products that we buy, whether they're good for the environment or not. So I'm very happy to be part of this, and the fact that I can talk to them and say a few words in my opinion. Yes, when we studied the finalists, I was impressed by 3 things. That was the creativeness, the energy, the desire to work and to be better, and the fantastic products that they developed. This gives me optimism that society is progressing. The second thing, it's not good to see that the majority of products was very socially responsible. They deal with environmental protection and helping people with difficulties. So we can see that the younger generations do take care of this, and this gives me faith in the future. And the third thing I noticed that many of the teams have different participants or team members that have this synergy of different views, and this is the key to success. Thank you. Hello, everybody. I have to say that I loved seeing how young people use their knowledge to help others. We saw several projects in the finals that use technological solutions to resolve problems that benefit the society as a whole. I am pleased they have this similar viewpoint as we at LACO. We started a program, LACO Prevent, with the goal of prevention and improving driving capabilities of our users in order to reduce the number of accidents on the road, because we saw this as a huge problem. And I'm glad that young people also think in this direction, and I would like to congratulate them on the projects they developed. Hello, everybody. I honestly have to congratulate all the finalists. You had great ideas and products, and the ideas how to market these products. And I am pleased with the fact that the young people that have participated in many similar events, who went abroad to educate themselves, they came back to Croatia and started something here. So all these initiatives have this socially responsible idea behind themselves. And we at A1, we take care of the community as a whole, and I am pleased that the projects were directed at using the latest technologies, but also taking care of and resolving the problems around us. So congratulations to everybody. Hello, everybody. My colleagues have already said more or less everything I wanted to say, but I would like to add that I am pleased, extremely pleased, with how young the teams are, also the finalists and the winners, not only because they're young people that have applied technologies in areas that they do not usually working, but that their ideas at an early stage have had several iterations before the realization, because we can now see this evolution of their way of thinking, which is necessary for the society as a whole. And again, congratulations to everybody. Thank you. What do you think, Veronika, of the comments on the DIGI Awards and the winners from your perspective as a person that was the winner? I would like to agree with this all. I believe that such similar competitions are a good push for young people into the business world. They can show their knowledge, their ideas, and we show that there is a future here in Croatia. And I would like to recommend everybody with an idea to apply for similar events and awards. You have nothing to lose, you can only gain from it. Maybe you can help us. We had a questionnaire among the DIGI alumni. Since now this is the third year of our DIGI Awards, we've had around 100 teams, that is around 300 young entrepreneurs or young students. So when we asked them what they think about the situation in the world, the majority said that, yes, we do have friends that have left Croatia. This is normal for everybody at this time. So, but some said that they have a better chance of success now than 10 years ago in Croatia. We wanted to know what is the reason behind this, what are the motives. But the young do have the answer, so if you can tell it from your perspective. It's not unusual for young people to believe that it's better abroad, outside of Croatia. But from my perspective, I cannot compare it with anything because this is my first time working on similar projects at such a large scale, and it can be done. It is possible to succeed in Croatia. I cannot compare it, but all the possibilities that are handed or given to us are good enough. And I personally wanted to do some student exchange, but I am beginning to think that this is not necessary. I am studying at the Faculty of Electronics, and I believe that I have all the possibilities to succeed, and the business world is flourishing in this area, and I will not be giving up. Okay. Thank you.
A question for all of you here. So whoever feels to comment on it first, I want to know what is your impression of all that from your own perspective, because young people that were asked, they are 20 or 30 years old, and it is difficult to compare the situation 10 or 20 years ago to the current situation. But all of us here have long-term experience. So do you believe that today in Croatia it is easier to succeed than before? In certain segments, it is more difficult for young people because they have much larger competition than we used to have before. There are more graduates, more faculties, universities who are developing experts. So in that respect, it is more difficult. But in what you're saying, it is easier. There are several factors contributing. Today we're living in the era of digital revolution, digital explosion. 15 or 20 years ago, when we started working in the digital field in some of the institutions, it wasn't like that. It wasn't well accepted. So trying to do the digital revolution before your time was more cumbersome. But today, the digital technologies that young people have available to explore and implement, they're much more widespread than before. So the technological offer is more available and larger. What is also important is, as much as we can see today, particularly us who are representatives of some institutions and companies, we are trying to invest in younger generations through scholarships, through independent solution development, so they can contribute to the development of our companies. We turn to faculties, different educational institutions, explaining them that we are doing a good thing and that we want to push them to and offer help. And this is the way where we provide more opportunities than we used to receive at their age. You are employed at FINA, the National Financial Agency. Can you please explain what FINA is doing about it? If you're looking at the current environment, then you know that we're facing the fact that even large technological companies find it difficult to keep and attract new talent. And when you ask yourselves, what can a national financial agency offer to young people in terms of technology? But we do have a solution for that, and I'm glad to present it here. FINA wanted to come closer to students, not only to students, but their mentors and professors at different universities and higher education institutions. And on the basis of such academic cooperation, we have now 11 regional innovation centers at FINA in some smaller and larger towns. And if there are universities there, this is where we can draw new talent. And in these 11 centers, we are promoting production niches where these young people can come and work and give their contributions. We help them with internships, student internships, apprenticeships. We provide good scholarships, offer them opportunities for employment while they're still students, which they can continue and then continue working on our projects. There is work for everyone. The question is how well we can approach the students and attract them to our digital projects. We also have here Matija Bašić from Infobip's engineering director for the telecom sector. We are here at Infobip's campus, which is the center of engineering for the entire company. What are Infobip's experiences in this area? You are the first Croatian unicorn. Is it easier for you to find new talent? What can you offer to young people? Yes, you would be surprised, but it's not any easier. So attracting young and ambitious people is a great challenge today. Today's students, once they graduate, they already have 2 years of experience. They can choose where they want to work and in which fields. And from their own perspective, opportunities for success are many. If they want to be entrepreneurs, now their path is much easier based on previous examples and people who already have experience on the market, who have gone through all the phases. There are many investors, etc. As far as attracting talent is concerned, Infobip also needs to invest in employer branding in the community. So we have programs for high school students in terms of internship for system engineers. At this time, we have these programs in 8 towns in the region, 4 of them in Croatia, which can over the years generate people to work at the company. Before the pandemic, we had a program called Infobip Spark, working with high school students on STEM projects for which we provided infrastructures and our know-how. The pandemic slowed down these live projects, but this has turned into a cooperation with STEMI, where we try to introduce in as many schools as possible the STEM area and modernize education about that. We are involved in over 100 schools. We have 200 mentors, several thousand people and students are involved in the system, and this is how we are building a community that will benefit everyone. We have here a representative of the largest company here for Fortenova Group, Dragan Mrkajić. He is Director for Digital Transformation of the group. What is your experience? You are seen as a traditional large corporation. What are you doing on presenting yourself as new and innovative, like Infobip or Google? The fact is that we are the largest economic entity, but our responsibility is also great towards young people. What we have defined in our strategic plan for the group as a whole is a significant focus on digital transformation. We are focused on innovation, which we have demonstrated in a number of examples over the past few years. We have production companies in food industry. In one of the examples, we have innovation between 2 companies with the first plant-based brand. And this is an industry which is growing by an average of 6% per year. The plan is to have $6 billion in 2025. Behind these ideas are young people who are offered an opportunity in the company to have their voices heard. And this is one of the group initiatives to promote innovations in Fortenova. One of such programs is I Have an Idea, where we have had 1,300 applications of which 150 were shortlisted for the finals, and 20 of them have been implemented so far. Very often we hear the word ecosystem, which can be present at the level of the state to create an ecosystem of all the actors in the innovation process. We are doing it on the level of our group, linking the strength of the entire region and the companies to create an added value. On the other hand, I would like to mention regarding the digital transformation, we also work in operate in retail. If we look at retail, the retail chain, we have the largest data sources in this region. So those who are focused on data science, there is a great potential for them in optimizing our internal processes and also improving our services for our consumers. You have mentioned a particular, a specific example. You mentioned Planet of Plans. Can you clarify how it works? What is the product about? What were the challenges? How is the cooperation, etc. For this project, it is important to have a cross-functional team. Historically, companies use the silo approach, but in Fortenova Group, we are working on cross-functional teams in order to in the Planet of Plans project, we have 7 products like sausages, oil, etc. We have our company Zvezda, which is our main resource, and then we have PIK, which is traditionally a meat-producing company, but we needed PIK for its machinery in order to be able to implement it. So a lot of cooperation was needed between these companies to start the idea, pilot the product, develop it, test it, and it appeared on the market about 1 year ago. So this is a very this is a product particular to a single niche, but there is a potential for development. So you have linked a company producing oil and a company producing sausages, and then you have produced plant sausages. Yes, plant sausages, plant burgers with coconut oil, etc. Was the challenge big? Yes, it was a very big challenge at the beginning. But I believe that in such project, the most important things, and with every innovation, the people are the most important. If we don't have people who are motivated, who have a clear vision, and who would do this job regardless of their bosses making them do it, and this has opened an ecosystem for them, and they were offered support, because innovation is not usually linked with corporation. Corporation is tied up with its own processes. It is very structured. But in innovation, this is something new, something that we are doing in different ways. So what happens with these young people? There are the so-called corporation antibodies who want to do things differently, and then these ideas just disappear. And we were aware of that, and our teams work on these things in digital transformation, where we work on new products, prototypes, which are not yet present on the market. And this is how we create an ecosystem, a bubble within the corporation, so they can develop the project from the idea, from idea to realization. One of the examples that I have seen on the market and that I was impressed with is this is Lako insurance. I have met a part of your team, and I can say that these are people who are investing their hearts in this project. Ms. I don't think it was easy to do to work on this project, Lako, especially in a very traditional industry such as insurance. What were the challenges that you encountered, and which opportunities have opened up for young people? It wasn't easy at all. We started the project more than 2 years ago with only 3 people. Now we are 40, so we are growing very fast. And you have said that insurance is a very traditional industry, so we had to move some boundaries within our own organization once we mapped the existing process of purchasing insurance and wanted to translate it to the digital process. And it took over 200 clicks to purchase an insurance policy. And we wanted to throw away everything that we believed wasn't necessary. And nowadays you can purchase insurance policy in 20 clicks in less than 5 minutes. That's less than 1 minute. There was a lot of resistance within the company itself, and this is where young people helped us a lot. We have created a link between young people coming from different industries, like the telecom, who was a leader in the digitalization, and then we link them to people in Croatia Osiguranje who are experts in insurance, and this is what their expertise was necessary. And the synergy between young people who are experts in the digital field and those who are experts in insurance, this was a perfect cooperation, and we have succeeded very well.
How did you attract young people? How many young people are in your team at the moment? And do you connect with faculties, or do you have any competitions? At the beginning, we had some difficulties because this was a secret program. Nobody who was hired did not know where they will be working. This was a challenge, but now this project opened up the doors towards the young people that we want to hire, because this is an innovation that has been accepted very well on the market and among the young people, and the majority of young people know what Lako is. So this has opened up the doors for us, and young people want to work here at Croatia Insurance. Over a year ago, we started cooperation with the Faculty of Engineering in Croatia. So this is the first project such as this in Europe. And they help us to attract young talents. And we now have people who are finishing universities who are working on developing products, just the same as other colleagues who are hired at Lako. So I would like to invite all of you to come to Croatia Osiguranje. We have open door for you, and this could give us some new ideas. You do have a competition. We have a colleague from A1, Andrea Pirša-Ilić, who is the head of cognitive computing. They have innovative projects that attract young people. And what is your experience? Can you tell us more about your projects? Niksha, who we met, the chatbot we met a few minutes ago, is one of your projects. Yes, this was developed in a multifunctional team where we combine the experiences of our colleagues who do come into contact with users, who know what they need and what help they need, and young engineers who wanted to explore the technologies, the application of technologies in in a real project. This was the second level of our chatbot. We first had an internal solution. We had a team that was learning about artificial intelligence and how we can use it to automatize some of our internal processes. And this created a critical group of young people within the company and gave us the opportunity to promote our work. A1, as a telecommunications company, uses all of the latest technologies, and this was this first step towards creating a team which started from one person. There's 9 of us at the moment. We started an internship program where we gave the opportunity to young graduates, young engineers who are only starting to work in the area to be given mentorship and the support of older colleagues. They are starting in the business world. And we also gave opportunities to students, especially women in STEM, who are in their final years of university, to give them opportunities and show them the possibilities. We are also trying to be included in various parts of the society. We have now, for the past 2 years, working on the School of Future, where we have mentoring sessions for high schoolers so that they can find out how to use artificial intelligence. In primary school, we used to learn how to work in Microsoft Word, but now we are introducing new tools of the future, and we want to participate with the educational system and the universities. We had an interesting program with the Faculty of Engineering last year. So in this way, researchers can also come into contact with the real sector so that they can increase their level in academia. Thank you. When we are talking about the state, we have the impression that nothing much is happening, but there has been some digitalization in Croatia. One of the examples is the advancement of tax payment. We have Krunoslav Sabljak, who is head of the application development service at Apis IT. The company has improved the application in the past few years. How do you cooperate with the young people? How do you motivate them? And can you tell us more about the app itself? Thank you for the question. Apis IT, as a state IT company, is primarily working on applications which are intended to public bodies in order to support them in their business and their processes, and our users, that is all citizens of the Republic of Croatia. These are applications and solutions that are very much based on legal regulations, on regulatory bodies, and sensitive data, especially personal data of all of us living in Croatia. So this is a sensitive subject. When we consider the domain of the applications and solutions, this is not as funky, as cool as biodegradable nets or devices that will help people to speak easily. But in any case, this is a topic that requires high level of technical expertise in the context of development, customer experience, IT security, and also economics and law. Our largest users are the customs administration and the tax administration. So this tax application, which is aimed at all citizens in Croatia, digitizes the processes that have up to recently been done in a physical tax administration. So you can have it in an app on your device. So you can fill up forms or be given a tax relief based on the information which are available to the tax administration. This can be done by clicking a couple of times in the app. So this is a simple application. It has a high rating, and the average age of the team, these are the people that have been working in the field for 2 or 3 years. And that is how we came up to the solutions to the problems. During the pandemics, we saw that this digitalization was done very quickly. Are you preparing any new surprises for us? Because mobile applications have now become standard. We all use it to resolve some of our business with the state easily. And you are the ones who define how this is done. Yes. We always have in mind our users, and they are the ones who say that they have a need, and Apis IT realizes their needs. I would not like to say more about the surprises we have, but be sure that there are some. This is good news. Thank you. I have a question for all participants. What are the teams you are working with like? Your team is very young, but the teams in your organizations that are working on innovation, are those exclusively young people, or is there a chance for those over 25? I can shortly answer. As I mentioned before, the most important thing is to have a cross-functional team. When you define a vision of a product that we are developing, we have to have a skill map, what we need at each stage of the project, and the people who make up a team. This is based on skills, based on the skills of participants or team members and the levels that they are needed. We have students and interns, people over 30 or 40 who know the processes or systems that need to be changed in order to come up with a product. So we have various team members in various stages of the project, but the focus on knowledge and skills and how much you can contribute. So I would like to appreciate all your comments, because you come from different industries and different companies. So can you please add something? In the context of the entire company, the average is 45. That is, we're very young, but not in the IT department. The people working there have up to 35 years. Our development centers do improve our average. In the company, teams are various. They have a large portion of young people, especially in teams that need to encourage innovation or have new ideas. But such ideas, innovations, come from young people, but also this is not necessary in all instances. We do have some older people who can start with an idea or push an idea, and they are expected to be good mentors and experts so that they can understand new ideas and give their support and how to push this and place it in the right spot. So it is very natural that this new push and the new innovation should come from the younger generation that has a different view of the world, different education, and they are in a different social environment since their birth. So it's only natural that they should be some new force for us who have been working in the field for many years. For example, here at Infobip, the 3,600 people working here, our average is 33 years, so we are very young. But when we consider innovation, we do need diversity. In terms of age, you need this youthful energy and creativity and desire, but also you need to have people with experience that have made some mistakes, that they have developed products. So in addition to this age division, we need to have people from different countries that they can contribute to innovation in the largest scope. I don't know what to add. I believe that the colleagues did say a lot about this. I would not say that the good ideas and innovations should be defined by age. I believe that all employees should be given the opportunity to say and to express themselves at something that they are good at. I have a colleague who is 50 who works at automation of back-end processes, who has great ideas. And I do believe that young people do have this fresh view, especially when they come into a traditional industry such as ours. But the combination between the fresh ideas and experience is the best way to success. Thank you. I would like to say that the majority of innovation in our company comes from people with a certain level of experience. That is, the users and people working the closest with the users who can see what problems our users have and want to help them. As far as the realization is concerned, in IT, young people do bring new ideas and new technologies, but we also have colleagues who have been working within the company for 20 years and can keep up with the technologies, but I also have propositions for new technologies and new practices. So this connection give young people the opportunity to be better because of their experienced colleagues. They can explore and have this will and a spark for research.
I would like to add that human creativity sees no boundaries, age boundaries also. What you get with years is experience that is necessary to achieve a goal in a quality way and faster. So on the one hand, you have experience and you have fresh blood. In young people, both can be creative. And when you join all these three things, you have a winning team. In the case of LACO insurance, did you know in advance what the product would look like? Did you know what you wanted? Or was the path to the completion of the application and the solution was made up of exploration? Of course, we didn't know about the endpoint. We knew what we wanted to change the structure of insurance, and we wanted to create a product that would make the lives of our users easier. And most of us who set on that path did not have any experience with insurance. So the final product, today's final product, was not known in advance, but we knew what we wanted. So that we had to maybe give up on some details, which we knew would not have a negative impact on the user experience. But most of the desires that we had, we realized them. So we did this uncompromisingly, not knowing what this would look like in the end. Veronika, from your end, one thing is the corporate side and the other side is the startup side. How was that for you? Did you know in advance what you were developing, or did it have different stages? Considering that we are working within the startup incubator on the Faculty of Computing and Engineering called SPOC, we were tasked with different tasks by corporations, and we created our own path towards a better goal. So we started by developing hardware because we want to create a device, but through market research and user research, we realized that an app is an equally good solution. So we left the hardware behind for some future time, if possible. I would like to conclude this whole discussion by saying that it is important that you have different members on your team in terms of age and knowledge. Our team comprises a student of physics at the Faculty of Science who is very well motivated and likes to code and is willing to do this. My colleague from the speech therapy faculty, where this whole idea started in cooperation with her colleague from the textile faculty, in order to adapt our product to the persons who actually need it. And I come from the Faculty of Computing and Engineering, who have the know-how in coding. So creativity sees no boundaries, and it is important that we work together, that we are motivating in achieving our goals. Tango operates within Spock, the Spock incubator. In your organizations, which are large by nature, are there similar things? You have mentioned that you're trying to single out environments to develop new projects. Have you formalized this? Do you have your own incubators or your own spaces to cooperate where you single out this part of development and work on innovations? So if all of you can answer. So ladies first. Andrea Kajtar. Like I said at the beginning, yes, we are now in the process by separating this development division. We have development centers, but they are now an extension of IT developers, where they monitor development in terms of IT, from analysis, testing, etc. But the idea that we want to work on, we are also in digital transformation, where we have launched 7 transformation initiatives, which should change us and attract us to the market. We are forming teams which will be doing the entire development system, from the idea to the development, etc. We have set out on this path for the past year, and this idea will be materialized very soon. Thank you. Mattia, do you have something like that in Infobip, like an incubator within a startup? Yes, this is something that we're working on. Infobip started as a startup which had an exponential growth. We have tried out different types of organization, and we have done a lot, and we're improving that part of our organization in order to create a successful project and innovations. It is important to have a team of highly creative people, but once you have that, the organization should ensure optimal working conditions for them. So we need to remove all the bureaucracy, thinking about the finances, and we have a dedicated team that works just on that. They have enough time without pressing deadlines, so that they can work with their creativity. And the other thing that we are trying to do is we are trying to foster cooperation between different departments. They meet in the hallways. You have lots of blackboards and whiteboards, and they're drawing their ideas on these boards. We have an internal system called Ideas for Tal, where anyone in the company can provide their own ideas for improving existing products or generating new projects, which are forwarded to our development division, and very often this is integrated in our business system. Are you assisted in this by Infobip Startup Tribe? Yes, this, what I said, is internal organization, but we also want to cooperate with external partners, and this is where Infobip Startup Tribe is a good idea. where we help new startups by opening up, by investing funds and enable them to grow together with us. We have examples in history where Wolt and Uber, which were not big startups, where they started to work with us, and we grew together, which is beneficial for both. Infobip Startup Tribe has been present less than a year, and we have already had 300 applications and 100 completed partnerships in over 140 countries, and many in Croatia. And during that time, over 4 million kuna was distributed. And we expect this to grow further and these startups to grow together with us. And such young innovators can also partner with us, which will enable them to grow. You have DIGI Award winners, so these are also some opportunities. Thank you. As far as Fortenova is concerned, we talked about cooperation between companies in the group. Has this been formalized in the form of a hub or an incubator within the group? Thank you for that question. No, we don't have a specific form called an incubator in that sense of the word, but we have informal organizations and teams working on ideas detected from a testing perspective, which could generate added value. What we do very often is engage in partnerships with the scientific community. For example, in the past year and a half, we have been working on a project with the Faculty of Engineering and Computing, where our colleagues from Consum working on the supply chain have optimized some processes where a student received a rector's award for this project. So our goal is to engage in the community work with second and third year university students and to later on employ these people in our companies. Specifically, in terms of digital transformation, our team works on a number of projects related to data science, and this is a new platform that enables this vertical retail platform to join together teams that will work on other ideas recognized by the users. In A1 Telecom, on the level of the group, you have some incubator programs. How does this work in the telecom company? On the level of the group, we have some entrepreneurship ideas. We are organizing programs through which we are trying to encourage companies in the group to provide their own ideas, and we offer them space and time to develop these ideas. We are cooperating with a whole set of startups, and we have announced a call for applications from startups to cooperate with us, and this has turned into a number of current projects. Currently, several of them in the area of voice technology for Croatian. We're open to cooperation with startups, and we are encouraging projects to make the startup community alive. Veronika, I'm not sure if you've heard this. The problem is, one issue is Croatian language recognition. Do you have a solution? Not yet, but there is a space for cooperation. As far as APIS is concerned, is there a development or joining together in order to create an incubator or formalize development? That is a very good question. I will try to be as concrete as possible. We are obliged by the Public Procurement Act, and in accordance with that act, we cannot cooperate on a commercial level unless we have public procurement. So it is very difficult to have such a form of cooperation, and this is where we are handicapped because we're working with public funds. What we can do and what we are doing is cooperating in competitions like this, maybe in the form of sponsorships or mentorships. And this is how we enable young people to develop their own ideas and start their own businesses. One day, I hope, as is present in APIS's business plan, which has a defined budget for excellence centers in artificial intelligence and big data. We don't have this on the table yet, but I hope we'll have it in the future. This all sounds very good to me. About 10 years ago, it was very interesting. Whenever I started to talk to a startup, they always were encountering problems, and I didn't understand why. And then I understood that not all startups are in the same development stage. Some of them were only in the first stage, talking about ideas, and they were already talking to investors. They wanted to test this on the market and trying to see if they could sell it somewhere. But the state was asking, is this a legal business? What are you doing? And from them until now, we have had a big turn of events, because we have incubators and everybody can knock on their doors and try to achieve and realize their ideas. And I hope that you will have new opportunities to cooperate with startups in different ways. As far as LACO insurance is concerned, you somehow have a bubble within your company, Croatia Osiguranje. Are you alone in that, or are there other projects, interesting projects within the group? And whether the insurance company is considering creating an incubator?
We are a startup within the company. We function as a separate company and are part of Croatia Insurance, but we have a separate marketing, separate product development. We have our development team and user assistance. So we work independently. Of course, we do cooperate with other sectors within the company on matters that we need. But Croatia Insurance invests into digitization outside of the LACO project. We are now developing a new course system for the entire company. We do have some teams that are separate and function as a hub within the company and work exclusively on this project. So we do have experience. We do follow the trends on working on development of technologies that we use. Thank you. We are nearing the end of this panel, so I would like to ask you all, what would you say to the teams that have been a part of this competition so far, and what would you say to the young people that you want to attract? Do you have certain profiles of competencies that you are looking for? And so that was the question, yes. Let's start from the left. What I said previously and at the beginning, you have started this project because this was your passion. You were encouraged with this intrinsic motivation. Nobody told you what to do. So I believe that the best part is to be able to work something that fulfills you and share this with the people who share this ambition and passion. So sometimes you are in a corporation which has a processes that would sometimes tries to reduce this creative power, and you have to be ready to compromise, because compromise should be seen as that in a way corporations can give you financial power and help you improve on your ideas. So corporations and startups need to meet halfway so that this entire ecosystem would function even better. To the young people, I would like to say that they should not stop. They should stay persistent and go one step further, try to find sponsors and try to commercialize your ideas. I believe that they should go in this direction. We need to recognize this, we who are working in institutions, but you also have to have the ambition to continue with what you are working on and to have a commercial value. And do not give up. As far as attracting young people into our companies, especially my own company, I would like to agree with my colleague. This other form of cooperation within a corporation or institution, but we do not cut wings to young people. We want them to develop in a way that is necessary for our company, but also to develop their inspiration and technology. So everybody is welcome. Yes, as far as the message, I would like to use the motto here at Infobip. We are just starting. So you now have received awards, you have started something, but it's only the beginning. Later, when you grow, you will have new beginnings, and this is the mindset that you have to have. You will probably fail in your on your path sometimes. Go back to the drawing board, try to find something else, but never give up. As far as cooperation with Infobip is concerned, from hiring, where we have around 100 open positions in various parts of the system, from developers, business intelligence, sales, various sectors, we do have a space for cooperation and a wide spectrum of products that we offer. But also we start partnerships. Our startup tribe, please come talk to us, and I'm sure we can find a place for you. My message to you, from my personal experience, is that the most important thing and the basis for everything that you and your team should believe in the product you have and you want to sell, and this is the foundation for everything. And this product has to bring about change or something new. So without this idea of change and something new that you can bring, do not start at all. As far as cooperation with Croatia's insurance is concerned, or LACO, we are now cooperating with several Croatian startups. Our LACO Prevent program was developed with a mod, which is a Croatian startup. We have developed a mobile application with another startup. We are now working on a third project. You will hear about it in the future with another Croatian startup. So for all the young people with good ideas, our doors are open and we will hire you for sure. My message is to be persistent. The majority of you have been persistent as we know from your information about the teams. Be persistent, search for your opportunities and a place to present your solutions, and trust into your products and your ideas. We have no doubts that we will see many new innovations from this generation and that we will be hearing from you in the future. We are, of course, open for cooperation with various startups, especially in the field of developing Croatian language and artificial intelligence, and we are looking forward to cooperation in these areas. Thank you. My colleagues said everything I wanted to say, but I would to sum up be brave and be persistent and go forward. I would add that you should not be afraid of failure, because failure is a part of your story. And you can learn a lot from each of your failures and use it in the future. And sometimes failures can be turned into successes. Thank you to all the panelists. Can we have an applause for them? I would like to thank you on my own behalf on the wonderful motivating messages for all our young people and our future hopes. You can go back to your seats. Thank you again, and another applause for our panelists. And I would like to ask Bernard to stay here. Bernard and Veronika to stay here. You can sit down. Ivana will say, where should we stand? Should Bernard sit down or stand? Please take your material. And now we'll have a surprise for everybody. From New York, we will be hearing from Google software engineer, Mr. Hussein Jirdeh.
So, Bernard, the microphone is yours. Mr. Hussein, hello and welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me. Hi, Hussein. This is Bernard Ivezic, editor of Startup Magazine, and I'm here in Zagreb with Veronika Žunar from Team Tango, which is a winner of DIGI Award 2022. So thank you for being with us, especially this early in the morning. What's the time in New York right now? It's 6:48 p.m., so I'm not really sure, but the day is okay, so thank you for being with us so early in the morning. DIGI Award is award for student projects, student startups, and you in your career had one also student startup. It was called Tandem. What is your experience, your intake from running the Tandem and running it right after the faculty? Yeah, that's a good question. First and foremost, so I started Tandem with my brother and a good friend of mine after I graduated. Right after I finished studying in Canada, and we all had this idea of how cool would it be to build a web application or website that students can use to share learning materials, share curriculum outside of the core teaching that the professors give. So when I started Tandem, I had no idea about web development. I had zero idea about how to build anything or how to run a startup. We joined the startup incubator at University of Toronto. And the thing about startup incubators is most of them expect people to have an idea or a product before they can start. The difference was with Tandem was we barely had anything. We only had just an idea, no product at all, no users. So luckily they accepted us and we got the mentorship, and that was actually a very compliant and very powerful website. And it took me 4 months to build a simple landing page. And even after the summer was complete, we didn't have many users. We barely had a product. But the nice thing about doing it was, if it wasn't for that opportunity, I would have never done web development. I would have never learned HTML, CSS, JavaScript. I would have never thought about how to build a product. So thanks to that experience, that I actually am where I am today. After I graduated, I ended up in a company. One of my friends who had started the company with Tandem, he ended up taking it further. And after a year that point, I was hands off. But that opportunity taught me a lot.
Thank you, Hussein. That sounds like a really interesting ride. Veronika here with me is practically at the start of this ride as well. So she has one question for you.
I would like to ask, what was the most valuable thing you learned in startup incubator, and yeah, how did it give you a push into professional life?
Yeah, I think I'll answer this with two things, not just one. The easy answer, I think, would likely be that it taught me about just software development and web development, because when I studied mechanical engineering at university, I only had one programming course. I didn't like it all, I hated it, and I was like, never wanted to program again. So when I was in Canada and I had to try to learn how to build a website and an application, I realized it was my own. So I think the exposure of building something because I want to made it so interesting, and it was because of pandemic. After that, I ended up working side projects, I ended up working in open source, and it was only really fun. I think that's my second answer. I think this is a bit more startup and product focused, is I learned that when we work on something of your own, you can spend forever trying to figure out what the best way to do it is, right? So back then, my other co-partners and I, we spent hours and like weeks, months arguing about which tech stack should we use, which framework should we use, should we build it this way, should we build it that way. And I think the biggest mistake that I made now, looking back, that I learned, I'm very grateful of, is end of the day, when you end up reaching a professional environment, you end up working with so many other people, you will learn so many things, and you'll become an amazing engineer just because of all the experiences you get. But it's very important that whatever you build is user focused. So, end of the day, your users don't care what framework you use to build your software. You should definitely build whatever you think is the easiest, the fastest, and the most maintainable way. But everything you should build should be user focused. So if I went back in time, you should have done that, and then you should have thought about software.
Thank you, Hussein. You're working on Google Chrome, practically the browser that we are all we're working on every day. And specifically, you're dealing with program Aurora. So what is the Aurora?
What we do is we actually work very closely with the open source community. So for years, a lot of people in Google Chrome, if they're not working on the browser itself, if they're not working on a JavaScript engine or a rendering engine, many of them actually work on telling developers how to build their websites. So it would be like, use the API this way, make sure your application is fast, make sure it's performant. Aurora is a very new idea that started about 2 years ago. That thought about what if there was a very small team of Google Chrome engineers that worked directly with frameworks. So what if we could actually contribute with, let's say, React, a framework that's faithful, and actually start contributing code, say with Next.js, say with Nuxt, say with Angular. Now our sort of manifesto or our ideology is, if we can improve the frameworks ourselves in a way where developers can now eventually use our tooling and our features in a way that will automatically improve the performance, the privacy, and all other features of the website, that would be the ideal world, right? So we have something that millions of developers use. We want to make it the best it can be, and now developers can use it and not worry about other details and making it really effective. Our primary focus is in performance. So for the past year and a half, it's only been trying to figure out ways to make things as performance as possible. But as we grow as a team, we're now thinking about other areas like privacy, accessibility, and so forth.
Thank you. From what we heard, there's a chance you're going to be in Croatia this year. We have an information that you're going to be at the Infobip Shift conference in August in Zadar. So, have you ever been to Croatia, and what are your plans?
I have never been to Croatia. That is super exciting. I've wanted to go to Croatia for years, and I think the COVID lockdown made that harder. Super excited. I am mostly excited about getting to talk about kind of exactly what we're doing. I think a lot of people in the development community don't know that there's a team of strong engineers doing this sort of work. So I really want to actually, tell people why we're doing this. We're also going into the details of what we have planned in the future and so forth. So that's my primary mission. I am definitely also very excited to meet the development community. Every conference I always go to, I love meeting the community there, learning more about what they do and how they do it. And I'm very excited to meet the
Thank you. Being a programmer in Google is like a dream for a lot of people. But how does it look from the inside? What is your experience of working on projects inside of Google? What is different? What would you recommend?
And it's natural, right? Because there's so many different people working on so many different products, so many different teams. And even if I just talk about Google Chrome, I'm not even talking about every other Google team. There are so many different facets, so many new ideas popping up. So I think the nice thing about working at a place like Google is, even if you're very focused on one thing and one product and one sub-team, you're naturally going to learn so much just from hearing about what other people are working on, meeting with them, reading their design docs, contributing if you want to contribute. I think that culture makes this super nice. So that's one thing I definitely enjoy about working at Google. I understand that it can feel like sort of a very great place to work in, and it 100% is. But it's also very different from like working at a startup environment, right? One thing that you would probably get in working in a very small startup, and you wouldn't probably get in Google, is more responsibility. You wouldn't be very focused into one thing. You would probably be doing everything and learning, I guess, more of the entire stack. But pros and cons, right? Google lets you focus on a very small thing, but dive very deep. Generally, there's a lot of different teams in Google. Everyone does different things. And then startups allow you to see things more broader, but it can also be very surface level. So pros and cons, I've had experience in both. Right now, I'm enjoying that feeling I get in Google, and I don't know if that will change anytime soon.
Okay, thank you for being with us today. We wish you a pleasant day, and we are signing off with the conference. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you on my behalf and on behalf of the organizer to all of you, dear guests, dear finalists. Congratulations to the winners and all finalists. I believe that you have enjoyed today with all of us. You've heard some messages of encouragement and motivation, especially for the young. We will have a walk on the campus and at 1:30, and this is all for today's event. Thank you very much.